Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This might sound a little controversial to some people, but now that I am in Uru 2 for the first time ever, I miss the victory track. And it's not that I miss, because people say, well, of course, it's easier than Gladiator Circuit. Actually, I've won more matches in Gladiator Circuit than I have in the victory track. I've only lost 2 Gladiator Circuit matches, period, but I've won 9 in my last 10 or 10 in my last 11. But I just hate how you don't get the medal system to see not only how close you are to advancing to the next tier, but you don't get the satisfaction of the rewards that pop up afterwards. In fact, when Uru 2 showed up, it was so casual that it didn't feel like an accomplishment at all. And I don't know. Call me not competitive enough or too much of a noob or any other things that people like to say, but I don't know. I just felt it was kind of underwhelming. And that was disappointing to me. But we are almost saying goodbye in the next 24 hours to Battlegrounds Season 12 to make way for Battlegrounds Season 13. And my man Brian Shadowstrike, as well as XXR25, they're my two leading supporters and subscribers for forum posts. And we have Make Good Choices Summoners BG Season 13 through 15. That's 3 seasons in this post. Maybe they're just trying to be, I don't know, save server space? Who knows? Hello, Summoners. As you prepare for your journey into Necropolis, we know that a part of tackling big content like this is to get rank ups and chase champions that help you in other aspects of the game. So to help everyone make the most informed decisions possible, here is an early look at the upcoming seasons of Battlegrounds and Alliance War. As a reminder, these are subject to change. Battlegrounds Season 13. We've got the victory track meta. Each time the defender would gain power while suffering from Petrify, Innervate, Wither, or Suppression effects, science attackers gain a 20-second Fury passive, increasing attack rating by 10%. Any buff activated by the attacker has a 20% chance to be nullified, giving the defender a burst of 20% power for 2 seconds. Regeneration buffs have triple the chance to be pilfered. Every 12 seconds, the defender gains a regeneration buff, restoring 10% of their max health over 5 seconds. The attacker is far away from the defender. When this triggers, hide or heal, of course. The attacker gains regen instead. I like that. And then Dauntless, the attacker starts with their spirit gauge at 50%. And then Battlegrounds Season 13 Gladiator Circuit meta. Cerebral Control. Each time the defender would gain power while suffering from Petrify or whatever suppression effects on the attacker. So again, that's the thing. And then Focus, Nullify, Regeneration. Any buff activated by the attacker has a 30% chance to be nullified, giving the defender a burst of 30%. Okay, so that's it. Hide or Heal, Force of Will. Oh, the Force of Will, the defender is immune to ability accuracy reduction, passives, and debuffs. Okay. So that's just kind of the added facts of weeks 1 and 2, and then weeks 3 and 4. Buffet over time. When this attacker triggers a buff, immediately is nullified, and the defender gains regeneration buff. Powerful from afar. Energy resistance. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Season 14 for the victory track. Every time an offensive damage over time champ applies a damaging effect with a duration, they gain a 15% vicious buff lasting 20 seconds. The attacker gains no power from landing or receiving attacks. Instead, they are granted 12% of a power bar per second while the defender is suffering from a damaging effect. For polka dot power, of course. Power shield. Oh, lordy. The attacker's basic attacks deal no damage but still generate power, and their special attacks deal 400% more damage. And then you get the Gladiator Circuit meta. I'm not excited at all about Power Shield. Power Shield in the victory track? Yikes. You got Power Shield with Hurt Locker, with Polka Dot Power, and then the Red Scare as the attacker buffs. That sounds exhausting to me. Maybe that makes me a noob. Oh my gosh. Weeks 3 and 4, you've got Safeguard returns. No! Safeguard, Stunning Reflection, Adamant Axiom? No thanks on that. Season 15, because Season 14 sucked. Attacker buff, every 5 critical hits of skill, attacker lands purifies all damaging debuffs on them. Pass the buck. When the attacker gains a bar of power, they're afflicted with the power sting debuff for 10 seconds. Power focus. Defender gains combat power rate below 1 bar of power. And then Season 15 Gladiator Circuit meta. You've got attacker buffs with the martial discipline, but then defender, pass the buck, power focus, encroaching stun. And then weeks 3 and 4, chum the waters, steady build up, unblockable. Defender has 100% increased defensive ability accuracy. When the attacker has 3 more debuffs, the defender becomes unblockable until the attacker has 0 debuffs. Ugh. Stand tall and dauntless. That is a lot of information. Safeguard returns. That's between safeguard and, I mean, I get, like, if you've got somebody like Cosmic Ghost Rider and you're using Power Shield, it's a lot of fun. But in general, I'm just not a fan. Our Alliance War, Season 46, you've got Crush Defenders, gain a bar of power with like 2 separate 15% potency, Daunted passes for 25 seconds. Expert, you've got both Crush 2.0 to 3 and Crush Defenders. Attack Tactic, Sturdy Attackers intercept the opponent. And then look at all the different sturdy attackers. Look, I kind of don't want to do Battlegrounds anymore, but I also don't want to be a weak link loser in my semi-retired alliance that doesn't do anything. So I try my best to contribute to as many events as possible with the schedule that I have to make sure I'm not the case. But at the same time, it's just really exhausting. And I don't think Battlegrounds, especially for people who don't have a YouTube channel and haven't been able to invest thousands of dollars in their rosters, I just don't think it's good for your mental health. I think it leaves people less likely to feel good about themselves when they go on a losing streak, less likely to want to keep playing the game or having fun because they feel like they're a loser. And that's just not why you play the game. Alliance War used to be the only version of that, and that's why I stopped doing it. My mental health, my burnout was never worse than when Battleground Seasons was at its peak and I was still doing it. And even though I was backup, I was terrible. I've gotten a lot better in the game since then, and maybe I would be better at Alliance War now, but it's just not fun. I download games to escape from the real world. I download games to escape from the stresses of real life. I don't download games to add stresses to my already stressful real life, and I also don't download games to feel worse about myself. I was the weird person who loved to put all the sliders on the easiest difficulties of Madden and throw for 1,000 yards and win 60-0. That was fun for me. Some people want to turn the difficulty all the way up, like those amazing people who play Spider-Man 2 and beat it on the hardest difficulty. That's incredible. I'm just not that kind of person. I'd rather have fun relaxing than being stressed. So, thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one. That's the info. Brian Shadowstrike, thanks again for passing on the info.